Hi everyone, this is Lightbrite, back with Chapter 11. I am wondering if and how you guys found workers' advisors to be, especially in BC. I would just like to know if you were treated right, because what I experienced was the very first time I phoned the workers' advisor's office and they told me which branch I had to phone, and I got a hold of the guy pretty much told me that I could appeal anything I wanted, right up to the very last appeal. But between you and me, he said, usually it doesn't matter. But I can read the appeals that you write and, tell you if they're okay or not, if, misspelling, proofread them, stuff like that. And I can send you the forms that you need to submit when you do a claim. That's not what I wanted. I thought an worker advisor would, take over your claim and fight for you. But, nope. They can't do a darn thing, and that's exactly what he told me. And then I said, well, if you can't do a darn thing, then why do you get a paycheck? I didn't understand that at all. I'll give you an example, though. I actually fired the worker advisor that I hired because he couldn't follow orders, and I felt in my heart that he was actually in cahoots with the board. So I'll give you an example of this. This one particular instance where I wanted him to write me a letter, I wrote this to him. And this is what I wrote to the worker advisor that I had hired. Hi Chris, I would like you to put together a letter for Jamie having Colin Holt pay him from April 22nd, 08 on. The reasons are Jamie got let go yesterday for not being able to do the job, and his boss told him he should maybe do something else as a mechanic. It's probably not for him. As this firing is on account of the injury Jamie sustained by falling way back in March 03, is there a clause that you could use to request the wage pay for Jamie start on April 22nd, 08? Colin has already reopened the case and is sending Jamie and I with him to Richmond to get further assessed. Please ASAP this and keep me posted if there is anything you would like to know. Email me and I will get back to you. Straightforward, pretty much, right? Told him to write me a letter to ask Colin to proceed to open up wage loss due to the original injury. Well, this is what he wrote. This is what he wrote. I am the worker's advisor assisting Mr. Larwell with his claim. Thank you for arranging the assessment of the worker's head injury at Back in Motion. The worker's spouse confirms that the worker has recently been terminated from his job as a mechanic because he is unable to perform the requirements of the job. Once the current assessment is completed, the worker requests consideration of further wage loss benefits for treatment of his head injury and or a referral for VR assistance to find alternate work, effective from April 22nd, 08 to the date of termination. You guys get what he did, right? Like, we were totally broke. So I was telling him to get my case manager, write my case manager a letter to ASAP, open up the lost wages again, because this was an original injury. It stems from an original injury. And that was the farthest thing from that. I'm telling you. This is the one that I wrote after I fired him. Mr. Lar would like to request commencement of wages starting on April 23rd, 08 due to termination of his job. On April 22nd, 08, the worker was let go from his last employer due to the fact he could not do the job fast enough or good enough. This is directly related to the injury in which the worker attained back on March 20th, 03. As Mr. Larwell has to attend treatment at Back in Motion on May 5th, 08, it would not be feasible for him to search out a new job until after the treatment sessions have been completed in Richmond. Please let me know your intentions. That's what I wanted him to write. At that time, I was a little bit busy and figured I had handled my husband's case for 5.5 years now. I could maybe piece one little bit of it out to Chris McMillan. And then he screwed that up too. So this is the letter that I sent because he didn't have my authorization to actually send that. So I wrote a letter to Colin. And this is what I wrote. The below paragraph is what I emailed Chris McMillan to do on Mr. Larwell's behalf. The letter he wrote and faxed to you, Colin, on April 21st, 2008 did not have final approval from Mr. Larwell and was not even close to what was requested. Therefore, Mr. Larwell would like to have that submission deleted from his file. Please also note that no correspondence is authorized to be sent to Mr. McMillan of the Compensation Advisory Office in Nelson, BC from this day forward. A new request will be sent on separate cover. Sincerely, Carrie. That's what I had to write him. So I guess my question of how confident are you out there? How confident are you with your worker advisor? Or did you even hire one? One of the requests for review that I did who's this? Houllier. One of them that I did. Now I lost my topic on here. But this is what kept me going anyway. I couldn't believe what the worker advisor was doing there. They did a telephone conference for one of the appeals that I had put in for Jamie, and it was done by Lady. And they phoned and set up this phone interview for I guess their review, and what I found to be pretty strange was the fact that what was really bothering her the most was why I didn't use workers' advisors for my husband's claim. She was quite concerned about that. And I thought that was quite, irrational. Like, what would that have to do with anything? So this is where I'm thinking that maybe there is a connection between the two of them. I certainly never have had a good feeling about that. Oh, no, I got to take that back. I did have one worker advisor. His name was Brendan Lindsay, and he was out of Richmond. And he was really good. He got letters out that he would read my letters, and then he would tell me what was wrong, if I had to adjust it. I think I used him about twice. But I really liked him. So I was going to hire him again, and this is how they keep you in the dark all the time. I phoned him, and you couldn't get a hold of him. He was gone, and they gave me somebody else. Isn't that weird? But I'm going to sign off now because, as you know, under 10 minutes, that's it for YouTube. So that's my logic on this chapter. Glad you tuned in. And I'll see you with Chapter 12. Make sure to email me about the worker advisor now. Good night.